See the jail.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We have an extra chair over here if anyone would like to grab it.
Sean, you want to sit down? Catherine?
No takers? Well, I'd like to welcome you to the jail. My name is Hoya. We'll be spending about the next 5 minutes together. So if you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them for you. First of all, I'd like to ask you a question. When you're looking around here, do you think this looks like a jail to you? No? What does it look like? A house. And who do you think lives here? Exactly, the jailer. This is home to Mr. Peter Pelham. Hello. Hello. Thank you. Mr. Peter Pelham was a jailkeeper for the general court. Have we already been over to the Capitol there? Yes. Some yes, some no. When the general court is meeting about 4 times a month, or excuse me, 4 times a year, in between those times, the people are going to be kept here waiting for their trials. Mr. Pelham is the keeper of those people. In exchange for him keeping track of them, he gets quartering for himself and his family, and he also gets about 40 pounds a year, which is a pretty nice salary in 18th century standards.
Better cells, which are a little more plush than the hardcore criminals.
An exercise yard. Take a look around. You can look in the cells. I want you to understand that the cells that are on the right side, they are original. Those are the same cells that had Blackbeard's men in them.
Wow.
Come on in. The court met 4
Pirate.
times a year.
Blackbeard
Each time the court
and
met,
his
they
men were
were
in here.
determined every case. If you were found guilty, you were either burned in the hand. They call that pleading clergy. You're actually branded with a big T for thief, or an M for manslaughter. If you're aren't so lucky that you get to plead clergy, they come for you at your cell with a cart and your coffin already on it. They take you a 1.5 miles down the road to Capitol Landing Road, where they have you stand on top of the cart. At the appointed moment, somebody comes up behind you and kicks the cart over, and you slowly choke to death.
Oh boy.
Inside the cells, you can see little structures that look like steps.
This is the original cell. Pretty impressive, huh? That's the toilet.
He said, what do you think? What's this?
Look at the chain there.
Here, you stay right there.
No fire, nothing.
This is right there.
We're overflowing and the cess pits were overflowing.
We got Sean out of control here. There you go. Come on, Sean, let's go to... No, honey, they're just playing. Come on. This is kind of the main drag here from the House of Burgesses. Going to go over to the tavern here and have a couple drinks. What would you guys like?
For 19 slaves
We're in the Raleigh Tavern.
Wear anybody out every now and then, I reckon, but after these 2 weeks is over, I'm going back out to York County where I'm from. My husband's out there, Robert has turkeys, geese, ducks, and sometimes he seems 7 eggs about the market square there. He's the one that made the contract with Mr. Southpaw for me to work here. And after I'm done, we're going to get 14 shillings from the trouble. And well, Robert bought me from that woman across the street there, Ann Weatherly. I used to be her slave. And after he bought me, we jumped the room like the Africans supposed to do, because the law here don't recognize slave and free getting married. So when he went down to that group parish church, none of the ministers down there were married. He's the only one that gets paid in the tavern. And the slaves can't handle no money in the tavern, because I reckon they figure if the slaves could handle money, they'd pay themselves. So Go have a look at the private dining room over there, some of them notices. Then you can go up upstairs. Miss Southall,
Yes, Nanny.
we got some travelers and I need to get back to the laundry. Can you show them around above there?
Oh, indeed.
But y'all welcome to go over there. That's Miss Southall. She.
House.
Which would you care to see, public or private accommodations? Private, this bed right there, sir. Would you care to see the public accommodations?
Sure.
That bed right there. A man shall pay for the bed. Once he pulls the bed curtains, that becomes a private bed. You may not know the man in the bed over here, but you shall. If my husband has need of that to become a public bed, it become that upon his wish. But he shall make more money with it being private than public. This room back here, the one with the door, that be the most private room because it has that door. I beg your forgiveness for its unkeptness. It ain't been made right this day. And this you.
Yeah, I think it was.
You ain't sleeping flat, is you? That ain't good. Nee, sir, that's why.
Pretty fair number, ain't it? And more coming for the sound of it. Yeah, there's more. Yeah, come in if you like, yeah. Need no trouble. Jack.
Mr. Pierce. And have your children learned the art of the minuet?
Oh, they do very very well indeed.
Perhaps I shall have to reconsider Mr. Pearson's quality. Well, allow me, gentlemen and ladies, to make a polite introduction of these worthy gentlemen. I myself am very much honored to be within their company, as they have vast years of dedicated public service to the people of Virginia. Mr. Robert Carter, Nominate Hall, who also resides here within the city a great part of the year, is one of the members of the Governor's Council. Indeed, I would say the most reasonable man upon that council at present. In fact, sir, I will be facing you upon the morrow in the General Court.
Oh, will you, sir?
Indeed, I will. I dare say that Mr. Nelson will not be sleeping tomorrow. And Mr. Diggs is of Yorktown proper, and he's represented for these last more than 20 years the good people of York County in the House of Burgesses.
3 and 20. Mr. Carter and I were just remarking upon that earlier.
3 and 20 years.
I remember when you first came to the House, Mr. Henry, some 9 years ago. I distinctly remember your first session.
And many of us do, sir.
Pray that your voices were not amongst those crying out treason.
But I did hear our current speaker now saying that.
One of the loudest, I'll be bound. He seems to be changing over more to my sentiments, however, of late. That is very gratifying indeed. I am Patrick Henry Jr., Esquire, a humble servant. I've represented these last 9 years, as Mr. Diggs has correctly stated, the people of Hanover County. Mr. Diggs and I, gentlemen, please, take your issues. Mr. Diggs and I both serve upon the Committee of Correspondence for Virginia. We're awaiting every minute, I dare say, by the noon hour.
Ladies, no. Oh, I don't know.
At noon are due to arrive a number of the other gentlemen who sit upon that committee, and we are in hopes that some of those others, most especially perhaps Mr. Randolph, who chairs the committee, and will have some fresher and later advices from both Massachusetts Bay and friends and ages in London town. Even if you are just this minute arrived into the capital city from the furthest reaches of the Virginia frontier, you must know what is lurking upon the minds of all the inhabitants of this metropolis. It is of that rather violent affair which took place in the town of Boston 3 months ago. The destruction of a very great quantity of East India tea, valued at some 10,000 pounds sterling. Vast sum. And we are presently wondering, well, what is going to be the response from the British ministry? They certainly have this news by now, and I, for one, fear the worst. Based upon our experiences of these last 10 years with them, I expect that their retribution will be desperate, indeed even bloody.
Come, Mr. Henry. Consider. Well, first I have news, which gives me some hope. Dr. Lee, Arthur Lee, who's resided now in London from a number of years, right, it's just written that London merchants, in order to avoid the calamity you seem to describe, have offered to recompense the East India Company for the full value of the tea that was lost. Think about it. London merchants, understanding the calamity that could arise, wish to avoid wish to solve this problem. And think about it, Mr. Henry. What good would punishment serve? Why was the Tea Act imposed upon us? Was it to allow us to enjoy East India tea at a very reasonable price? Which it does, of course, subject to us being taxed illegally. No, of course not. The East India Company, many of whose owners are close to Parliament, has, through such gross mismanagement, overinvested and is now virtually worthless. It is said that it stopped trades for a fraction of what it did just 2 years ago.
It will inflict some punishment upon Boston.
And Boston deserves some punishment, Mr. Carter.
Boston does not deserve punishment. The perpetrators of the offense deserve it. What was it, 2 dozen men, perhaps?
Those responsible should be brought to justice. But they never will be.
I agree with you. And
Well,
why not?
perhaps they will be, gentlemen. We still do not know that. It just took place 3 months ago, and after all, the identities of those men are still unknown. Well, they had smeared lampblack and smut upon their faces. They were disguised in old tattered blankets, looking like savages. Perhaps they were savages of the Mohawk tribe, which is now extinct in Boston for more than 100 years. Lost tribe, perhaps, living to the northward, Braintree or some such. But we must not necessarily assume that the entire citizenry who might have witnessed this action are refusing to reveal the identities, whether out of allegiance to them or to the cause, or out of fear. I know not. But we cannot assume it. We must let the law and the Constitution continue in full force, as will. Sometimes things take time.
It's unfortunate that the man who's responsible primarily to enforce the law of Massachusetts, the governor of that colony, Governor Hutchinson, appears to me, sir, to have contributed in some small measure to the destruction of property himself.
By all means, gentlemen, it does not require the penetration of a mutant to discover that. Well, upon a half dozen occasions at least, Governor Hutchinson was approached by the Committee of Correspondence in Boston and urged most peaceably and reasonably to simply have the ship set sail back to England and Sugar Islands, wherever they might go. Just simply do not bring any duty tea here. We cannot allow, in good conscience and faith, we cannot allow this precedent to be established of illegal direct taxation upon us by a foreign legislature, which of course is one of the nasty parts to the Tea Act. And 6 times at least he refused. My humble view, he deliberately provoked that incident, knowing that there has been great anxiety and tension there in Massachusetts Bay for more than 10 years. There has already been violent behavior exhibited by mobs, which seem to grow rather unruly quickly there in the town of Boston. He deliberately wished to see it happen. And why? I dare say that kind and generous offer of those London town merchants of paying for the tea so that all hostilities will end will be rejected by Frederick Lord North, based upon experience. And I know of no other way of judging of the future, gentlemen and ladies.
And usually before the game they agree on a winning score. It might be as low as 3, it might be as high as 21. And those who are not playing are wagering on those who are, so everyone gets involved in the game in some fashion. And of course I charge them to come in here and use the room and the equipment. After all, I have to license the table. Does anyone know what it costs me to...
You've learned something, and the older the business has gotten, here to get a business like this.
So I said the cabinet maker stopped with these punches when I left.
You know, there are different tools. Sometimes, you know, you do what we're called apprenticeship dues, and you get something in the way of clothing or tools and so on. You don't always see that. That's usually an addition to the contract. So you see that.
Now, we've seen two styles of nail, kind of the square head and the rose head.
Well, those are more modern concept of it. Rosehead describes a very specific type of nail. It's actually a pattern die struck into the top of it.
Okay.
The decorative nails. You'll have a hard time finding any of those here in town.
Yeah.
Unless it's on a piece of furniture or something like that.
Oh, okay.
People today call this type of nail rosehead, which is just a common nail in the town. Called hammer. Then you see what are called clasp head nails and a flattened head. These are used a lot of times, especially where you won't see them after they put it in.
Way that connects Jamestown, Williamsburg, and Yorktown. It's very pretty.
Look at that then.
Estuaries and all sorts of stuff here. Look at this. Is this the James River here? Wow.
That's where they got all the oysters from the ground pathway. Williams.
Beautiful trees here this time of year. This is the Indian village here. One of the Indian huts here.
Look. Oh my gosh, look at the raccoons. It's real!
Catherine, it's okay. Are you supposed to touch that stuff? Sean?
Oh my
I don't think you're supposed to touch that stuff. Sean, put it back.
It's a turkey leg. And it's real. That's what the Indian person said.
Here's one of John Smith's regulars here.
If you think we could wear this, we can. Let's try that again. Try that again. Die.
Don't shoot the chickens. No, no.
The armor or
But I want to say first both of them. I think the turkeys have more. Yeah. More lighter because.
Yeah, we'll fill them with water, then it changes.
Say where you're going. You're walking into a tree.
Well, he would do that anyway.
Oh, okay.
More water.
More water.
You having some problems there? Okay.
That's more buckets.
It doesn't even have water in it.
Hey, hold this.
This is a kind of armor. It's called jack armor. And if you pull this up right here, you'll see why it's so heavy. Little metal plates. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not so sure if you shot at this, it's going to do much good. But it will protect you from a lot of other stuff.
Like swords.
Swords, yeah, something else that you might be worried about. Go out in the woods.
Cannons!
Oh, I think this probably wouldn't do a bit of good. But what's nice about this armor is you see all that all worn out armor?
Yeah. It's the church.
Am I allowed to sit here?
Sure.
Saws and things like that.
Sean and Catherine, come here a second.
What?
Down below, second level number 2.
No, this is
Someplace my kids are around here. Ooh, water down there. Hmm?
It's actually outside of a window.
Catherine, come here.
Come on.
Let me take your picture right here. Catherine likes this part of the ship. There's number 1 right there. I can't keep up with these kids.
Take that
There's a
pillar
spider
there
web in here.
with your hand, rip out a chunk of wood. It's softened that much, virtually disintegrated. Wood of various kinds. Yes, they are. Yeah, various kinds of wood. I mean, we're using fir for the mast. We're using.
Where's Catherine?
We're using ebony in certain places. We're using.
This is cool.
There's Sean sleeping.
These cramped corners.
Good night, Sean.
I hate the dark.
Just it's cold all of a sudden here, isn't it? We wait, Catherine? I think Sean might be on this one, I'm not sure. He's either on this one or probably the next one.
Everyone's at the Alpin guys.
Okay, how was it?
This is my new friend, but I don't even know.
All right. Okay. Tyler. How you doing? Tyler.
He said he was right riding us.
Come on, we'll, you want to go in the Alpin, guys? How was it?
2 loops.
You like it?
Well, I would die if I was on. Yeah.
Come on, guys. One of the lands at Busch Gardens.
One pink. Don't want to step on that.
See the eggs up there? It's a little kitties thing here. It's the first sunny day we've had since Sunday, almost a week. This is Saturday. Busch Gardens. No one wants to go on this with Sean. Gee, surprise, surprise. You got it?
Yeah. I can't do that because I'm too short.
Sean might be on this one. I don't know, he might be on the next one. Or the one after that even. This is the Alpen guys. Go through here. Whoa, what a drop this is. Sean's actually on this one. This is the one Sean's on. You found your friend again, huh? How was it? How was it?
Take a good picture.
Okay, okay, come on. How was it?
I couldn't find ground to the sky.
Really?
So,
What?
it took my breath away.
Was it better than the one at Magic Mountain?
The one at Magic Mountain.
Okay, shall we go look at Francais. What's that?
She by a wire. Oh my gosh.
It's all right. It's only broken a couple of times.
No, don't. There's the
That's the ride we were just on. There's Trans Alpengeist.
That's the ride that I went on Alpengeist.
And that's the other one you were on, Sean. Hello, little girl. Uh-oh. We exceed the pounds. No, I'm kidding. Don't shake it. It says don't shake it.
Where?
It's not capable of taking that kind of stress.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that, Dad?
No, it said it as we were coming in.
Don't drop that, okay? Or else you're gonna...
Yeah, yeah, cute. This is really cute. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Look at the tree house. You guys want to go in the tree
That's
house?
perfect for Catherine.
Sean is being
Just
rather...
because I'm little doesn't mean that...
Hello, Draggy. Hi. Hi. A little risque here. Ireland. She's really excited. Sean, you're really excited too, aren't you? Yeah, look at the enthusiasm just dripping off his skin there.
Prohibited. If you must leave before the conclusion of the performance, please use the exits at the rear of the theatre. The side fire exits are for emergency use only. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to the world of Irish thunder.
was a brand new terrible, rattling all the rocks and frightening all the dogs. On the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes the hare and turner down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack for all they are. Oh, in Dublin I arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived in view of that fine city. Decided to take a stroll all along the quality, but will it was stroll all in a neat locality. Something crossed me mind when I looked behind. I wonder could I find upon me stick a wine. Wired for the road, send me for the road. Was it much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes the hare and turner down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. Whack for all they are. Well, the boys of Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool, I could no longer stand it. Blood began to boil, temper I was losing. Poor old Aristotle, they began abusing. Robbie stole, says I, Shillelagh and the fly. So come, they boys from now. And so I was a hobbling. With a loud hooray, joining me afraid. Quickly cleared the way for the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the hare and turner, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all the way to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the hare to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all the way to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I'm not sure which street we lived on. I think it's either School Street or down here. That house there looks kind of familiar. Question, is this the house? Why does this seem familiar to me? I remember it was a very old brown house. Mom, this is the closest I can come to the house. I don't want to make a big thing to do about it. Let me put a porch back here. The lot here is still vacant, which is kind of weird. There's where the septic tank was. Those are all our trees that I used to mow around. I had to mow the yard up there. Out here. This hill covered with trees is actually Mount Baldy. It's not Mount Baldy anymore. That's it. That's Mount Baldy. You know, the view, as far as I'm concerned, hasn't changed that much. This lot is still vacant. You still have farm in the back. It's just the trees have grown up on that hill up there. That's why you couldn't recognize Mount Baldy up there. There is industry over here, which they never had before as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to shoot pictures in their old backyard. They think I'll probably be peeking at them, so. Anyway, things haven't changed that much, I don't think. This is the bottom of our street here. Remember the curve? This whole thing used to be virginal forest here. Now it's been all dug up. This is where we used to go swing on the vines and so forth. There were no houses on this turn here at all. It was all solid forest. Then going up towards the, what's his name's house here, Dad's boss? Edelman's. The Edelmans were up the road here. Anyway, a little duck pond right there now at the bottom of the hill. These are newer houses here. Anyway, that's a road going up that way. Mitchell's were up there someplace. This is Ben Franklin School. This was out in the middle of nowhere, as I recall it. There wasn't anything around. Playground. This is where we used to play German kick out here in this field. This has changed a bit. I remember this is kind of in the middle of nowhere here. Pardon me. However, you still have this grove of trees here. Dr. Sayers lived near here. Could that possibly be where his office was, right there? I'm not sure. Anyway, the Rustic Inn. This is the back side of the Rustic Lodge. That looks familiar to you at all? That chimney might. Presbyterian Church is not a Calvary church. Right next to it, I remember we did attend this a couple of times at the beginning. I stand corrected, it still is a Presbyterian church. The island in the United States right across the way. We're just intrigued by these small icebergs here floating down the river.
Dad, can you throw snow in there? Dad! Dad, can you throw snow in there?
Niagara Falls, guys. Look at all the snow on the American side over there. American Falls there. See all the snow? Is that pretty impressive, guys?
Run! Down!
The tunnel going to the bottom of Niagara Falls. Okay.
Put your hand out. There's Goat Island there. American Falls. You'd like to see any of you people.
Sean, come on.
Oh, look at the building. I see one kid. Whoa. Go, Justin. Okay, can I use the camera one?
That's where we were, in that little building there. All the way over there, the wind just blew it all the way over here. That's how powerful these falls are. Huh? There's the whole of Horseshoe Falls there.
Counter.
This is a tourist area.
I'm gonna get also jealous because
We're on here.
that's
Niagara Falls.
Your eyes, the greatest collection of world records. Don't miss it. For all ages.
just had too many. Fries, I guess. Let's look at all the ice. Look at the ice over Horseshoe Falls. See all that ice there? It's falling off.
Don't film the yellow stuff, Mom. Bird poop or yellow stuff.
Can you smile? You want to say hi to anybody? You guys want to look at me?
You're ugly. It's not nose. How dare you look? This is
American Falls.
What's a 69 shoelace?
Here's a rainbow. What's that? Here's the American Falls lit up at night. There's Horseshoe Falls.
What time is it, Dad? Take a picture of the kid in the hair. Ooh. www.falls.com. Oh, I went to fun up.
Sean got a little laser pointer, yes.
Me went to the fun house. Then once you take a picture of the Canadian flag. Laser light, that's my laser. Dad. Do that. Dad.
What?
That's the flag. What do you do to the Canadian flag? What we do? That's a tall building.
This is Clifton Hill area.
The street full of fun stuff.
Kids are going to drive me crazy with all these things.
Look, turn the camera over here on the board. Wow, that's my lazy light. Look, see, look, things on here. Look right there. Ooh. I want to go to the Mad Racer 40. Oh, which goes? Dino Island.
Kids want to go to this arcade here.
Stop filming. And they have a ride there.
What?
I don't want you to record that noise. It's awful. The haunted house? Ugh. Why don't you film the bones, the skeletons movies like... Yeah, go film them skeletons, Dad. Don't.
Okay. Good luck. There go my children. Sean? Travel in New York City.
Come on, please, can't you just...
Nice bathroom, all tiled in.
Look, free internet access. They give you a wireless keyboard.
Here's one I want to show you.
Nintendo.
We're right on 42nd Street here, where all the Broadway shows are, just down the way. Times Square is a few blocks down there. And then right from our window, you can see the Empire State Building right there.
Dad, come on, just $12 to get the Harry Potter Chamber Secrets. Come on.
They picked this. You believe that? This is the third floor of the largest McDonald's I've ever seen. It's bigger than the one in Orlando. That's the second floor down there. Quinn actually ate her food. Very good. Times Square here.
Stop, Daddy. Oh, stop, Dusty. Oh.
That's on Broadway. This Toys R Us is 4 floors high. I would not want to be here at Christmas time. Times Square.